I was late to the funeral. The hall was dimly lit, the air heavy with the scent of lilies and candle wax. A quiet hum of whispers filled the room, voices murmuring in grief. I didn't recognize anyone, not a single face. For a second I thought, maybe I walked into the wrong funeral? But no, I was dressed in black, just like everyone else. I had to be in the right place, right? At the front of the room, the casket stood open, surrounded by weakly flickering candles. The flames swayed as if struggling to stay lit. Something felt off. I took a seat in the back, my fingers gripping the cold wooden chair. My eyes scanned the mourners, people crying, heads bowed, lost in sorrow. But none of them looked familiar. Just as I was about to leave, I saw him. An old man sitting alone in the last row. He was crying. His wrinkled hands clutched a damp tissue, his frail body trembling as he sobbed. Something about him made my stomach churn. His face, it was familiar, but I couldn't figure out why. I leaned over to the woman beside me and whispered, "Who is that old man?" She turned to me, confused. "Who?" I pointed toward him, but he was gone. My chest tightened. I knew I saw him. He was right there, crying. But now, his seat was empty. A cold shiver crawled up my spine. Maybe he just left, or maybe my mind was playing tricks on me. I turned back toward the casket, a strange pull drawing me closer. I needed to see who we were mourning. I needed to know. Each step toward the casket felt heavier. The room suddenly felt colder, like I had stepped into a freezer. My breath fogged in front of me. The lights above flickered. Something was definitely wrong. I reached the casket and my blood turned to ice. Inside was me, pale, motionless, dead. My heart pounded against my ribs. No, this wasn't possible. My head spun, my stomach twisted. I was standing right here. How could I be in there? I stumbled back, gasping, turning to the mourners. "Please, look at me. I'm right here." Nobody reacted. They kept their heads down, lost in grief, mourning someone they couldn't even see, mourning me. I tried to move, to run, but my body wouldn't listen. My legs felt like lead, my arms frozen at my sides. I was stuck. Then, I felt it, a cold, bony hand on my shoulder. My entire body stiffened. Slowly, I turned. The old man was standing behind me now. His face twisted with sorrow. His eyes, sunken, hollow, filled with something I couldn't understand. He spoke in a whisper, his voice trembling. "I tried to warn you." My throat went dry. My voice barely escaped my lips. Who are you?" His lips curled into a sad, knowing smile. "I was you, before." My heart stopped. The room began to fade. The voices of the mourners grew distant. The world around me blurred into nothingness. Something was pulling me. I tried to fight it, but it was useless. I felt myself being dragged toward the casket. The last thing I saw was the old man watching me, his face reflecting the same horror I felt, as if he had lived this moment before, as if this had happened before. Then, the coffin lid slammed shut, and everything went dark. What would you do if you saw yourself inside a casket? Would you fight it or accept your fate? Let me know in the comments. And if you love spine-chilling horror stories like this, hit that subscribe button.